Yo, what's up? Zero and Go, back at it. The three amigos, the three originals, and this is episode 14.
1-4, my favorite number.
1-4.
My favorite. Mike's favorite number too, right?
One of my favorite numbers.
One of your favorite. This hands down by far is my favorite number. So
Why?
this better be just the best.
Like your football jersey number?
It's been my number since I was 4 years old. Every single sport, talking soccer, baseball, basketball, football, it doesn't matter. That was my number, dude. So let's make sure this is a great episode.
Yeah.
No pressure.
Don't let me down.
Yes. Jeez.
I'll do my best. But I think it's been. I don't think I saw you guys during spring break. I think I was out, or maybe I did. I can't remember. But been traveling a little bit.
I don't think so.
You guys had a couple of guests on without me, which was great. I heard it was funny and hilarious.
Yeah, go check out number 13. I think it was the best podcast we ever had so far.
Lucky number 13.
It was hilarious.
There it is.
I liked it at least.
That's all you need, huh?
Yeah.
13 and 14. Well, let's make sure this is just as good then.
Yep.
Also, we're up on iTunes now, so check us out.
Shout out to those 7 viewers that are watching us right now, searching for us.
We're actually getting more than one viewer or more than one download, so I'm just amazed at that.
Hey, honestly, whoever you are, reach out to us. What's our email account?
zeroandgo@gmail.com.
zeroandgo@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you, get some feedback, maybe tell us some things that we're good at. Maybe tell Mark he sucks at talking. I don't know.
Yeah. Or Trevor.
If you,
anyone.
yeah, you can shout us out, write us anything. You can also go onto YouTube or on there as well. So if you're a YouTube guy, check us out there. It's just Zero and Go. That's our channel. So we're just trying to get on all these platforms so you guys can pick whatever you want.
Yeah, whatever's convenient for the viewer. But anyways, let's get back to the book. We're getting to the back of the book now. We're getting towards the end.
It's back 9 over here.
And we're going through the Instagram chapter and the Tumblr chapter today. So, start us off, August. Instagram.
So Instagram, has been something that I think is probably the most prominent amongst the youth. Gary's Talking started in December 2012, which, actually it was founded in October 2010. And then in 2012 it went to 130 million active users. It's only 2 years. Been reading a book lately that talks about companies entering into hyper-growth. So you could definitely say that Instagram entered a hyper-growth state, going from 0 users to 130 million in only 2 years. And I think even now it's just propelling even further and further. It definitely is a millennial, if not the newest generation. I think it's Generation Z that is very active on Instagram. I see kids. I'm not on there, but I used to see kids that were 6 and 7 years old using Instagram all the time. At least parents that are giving them phones and whatnot.
That's astounding to have 6 and 7 year olds on there.
You got to think about what that does to their image, their self-perception. Jeez Louise, you guys.
Developmental growth, which is being on there and interacting and being able to see all the. I don't know if they have age restrictions, but there's probably nothing too
Not yet.
gruesome.
Not yet, they don't. But they should. They definitely should. Let's see. Instagram started out as a geolocation app called Bourbon. How would you guys like to have a Bourbon social media? It was co-founded by Kevin Systrom and Mike Krieger. Revamped the app. They stripped everything out except the photo, comment, and like functions. So, right, that old saying, simplicity is key, really kind of renders true there, right?
Yeah.
So, going on.
That would be a very weird pitch to give to some CEO. I'm just going to only have photos, comments, and likes. I just feel like that's a pretty creative way to do it. And if you pitch that to a board, they may not like that idea, but it ended up working regardless.
Yeah, obviously it's been working. So one of the Instagram's definitely one of the better platforms for doing a lot of jabs at, because you can be posting 2 to 3 times a day, just jabbing at people, getting their interest, getting people to like your posts, connecting with the community, saying things, posting things that average Joes would like to show that you're a personal business instead of just a company that, you have one sole focus. You come across as more of a person.
Yeah, we were talking just before this that, Instagram's kind of turning more into, or it's not really turning, it's starting to become a little bit of an advertising platform. But Gary, at the time of writing this book, talks about how Pinterest, where you view pins, encourage users, to share their own photos on Instagram. But Instagram, he's saying, is like it's a closed loop, right? So if you select a photo on Instagram, you get brought back to Instagram, and then again to Instagram, and then again to Instagram. There wasn't a whole lot of use of hyperlinks, which makes it very difficult for marketers who want to try to get in and use the social media to sort of brand or get clients and consumers to go to a site. So instead, you kind of have these big companies that are using it to brand and to reach out more so to their clientele, to their customers. It's more of like exactly kind of what Gary keeps talking about, this storytelling sort of platform, rather than this like, hey, buy now, buy this, buy now. I think it is turning more, or it was originally a storytelling platform. It's been made for like the personal user. Now businesses are becoming more and more aware of the opportunities that they can find.
I think you touched on a great point with the hyperlinks, because like them initially not allowing them and like keeping that closed door loop, it keeps people like in the ecosystem, right? Keeps them turning over in Instagram, and so you can like direct people to like a certain website or to your company or whatever, but you can't like directly link it. So then you either like it forces the company to like continue to post things that people would like, so that way they keep coming back to their Instagram. Otherwise, they would go somewhere else.
I know, and then this reminds me, you actually reminded me of an old TED Talk I watched about like these things called stopping queues. So back in previous marketing, when people were online, things came to an end, and then you had to decide to keep carrying on and go to something else. I mean, you can sit on Instagram and scroll for hours and hours and hours and hours, and there's no stopping queue. The loop just continues on and on. The next photo uploads, the next photo uploads, your next follower, whoever you're following, the next photo uploads. It just keeps going on forever and ever. There really is no end until you actively decide to push your home button or whatever your phone you're using to get back to whatever screen you were on previously, right? So people are spending astronomical amounts of times on these. A lot of it has to do with this guy on TED. These TED Talks are talking about these things called stopping queues. So they're kind of just touching on that loop and not having those hyperlinks inside of Instagram.
Yeah, but now they do allow like one hyperlink in your bio. So you can have one hyperlink, but it's not like you're going to be bombarded with them.
Yeah.
And so I think it keeps the user experience like very friendly, unlike Facebook, where you have literally endless amount of links.
Well, Facebook's watching us, right?
Oh man.
Well, yeah, obviously.
That's a rabbit hole for sure.
I mean, not surprised really by that one.
Me either.
I mean, you're just a fool if you thought otherwise, right? But, like going back to Instagram, like that's the biggest benefit of Instagram, that it keeps those things away, because those things aren't user friendly, because no one likes being bombarded with ads, and Facebook sure as hell has that, while Instagram has like very limited of that, because you're only allowed one link, and if you abuse that one link all the time on your Instagram, then people are just not going to like you and not going to follow you. It's that simple.
Yeah, it gives like the companies like a flintlock pistol rather than a machine gun, because they only get one shot basically and one link, and you have to constantly change their link if they want to advertise different things. So every post might be a new link. If they want to do that, but I mean, you don't have 1,000 links on there, so that forces the company to pick exactly what they want to focus on for that day or that week or whatever.
Awesome. And then Gary puts it best, right? He says, native Instagram content is artistic, it's not commercial. Use your content to express yourself authentically, not commercially, right? Everyone's kind of moving. Everyone wants to get away from this commercial feel, this advertisement Mad Men feel that was so popular during that time period.
Yeah. It's all about, like, being personable. Like, you come across as just a regular person that's posting an image instead of, like, a company trying to project something onto you. And that's the big difference.
Well, do you think Instagram's also a social media monitor like Facebook is, since Facebook owns Instagram? I mean, they're probably both doing the same thing, huh?
Yeah. What do you mean by that?
I think because Facebook owns Instagram, so if Facebook's monitoring you, do you think Instagram's monitoring you equally?
I think
as well?
every social
just
media
a quick
is
little
monitoring
tangent.
you, because it's all just becomes metadata eventually.
Very true.
And so,
do you think they're selling your profiles to the government, like Snowden said?
I don't know.
I think they could sell it to more than just the government. They could sell it to anyone.
Russia.
Really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
anyone that would find value in it.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, we should start buying those.
It seems like you would have less information coming from Instagram than you would Facebook, though. Because
That's very
Instagram,
true.
you're posting like maybe like once every 2 weeks or whatever. I don't know how often you post, but I mean that's the information they're gathering.
And
I guess they can see like what you look at, what you search, maybe something like that. But I still like Facebook would be a better gold mine for looking for information on people. Than
That's so
Instagram.
true. And then on Instagram, you can pretty much be anyone you want to be with a lot more freedom than you can on Facebook. I think I remember seeing some funny post about some woman who was like, she was like, I'm male, I'm female, I'm married, I'm not married, I'm single, like all these things in her bio. And, like, I just remember someone commenting, be like, bitch, what are you? Like, pick one. I know it's so funny, dude. But like, I mean, it's true. Like, Instagram kind of does allow that sense of freedom, which is why that is why people are so drawn to it, because you can express however you really feel is, I guess, your truest value.
I think that's why people
nature.
like Twitter too. I think that's like the biggest attraction to Twitter, because you have so many people out there with just eggs and not an actual profile, and like they just shit talk or like like visit these things they wouldn't normally visit, but on Twitter like they can remain somewhat anonymous.
Reminds me of Yik Yak.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does.
You could basically have a Yik Yak on Twitter, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm getting.
Essentially.
That's what I was trying to get at, I guess. Mike, you look like you got a point to go to.
No, I had something, but I forgot.
Just lost it?
Yeah.
Mark, where you at? What do you got for us?
So one of the examples that I found interesting and that I thought was well done was the Comedy Central example on page 148, and that it's like plain and simple. It just has like one of their characters from South Park on like a shelf, and the only caption is hashtag Shelfie. And so it's like the cartoon character on the shelf, selfie, playing off that pun. And it's like super simple, low key, and something that could have been taken in just like 5 seconds. Obviously, there was no like preparation where you're getting like a lighting studio and like a fancy camera and all that stuff. So it comes off to the viewer as like, oh, this is just a regular person that's posting this. And so it kind of goes back into that personal tie where if you can tie in something that's personal to the user, it's going to seem much more authentic, and people are better and better at picking up on things that are unauthentic.
Mm-hmm.
So the more times you can come off as completely authentic and original, the better it is for the organization that is posting these.
Well, then the use of the hashtag. I mean, most people have like at least 2 or 3 sentences in their little caption, and they just have one hashtag. And I love Gary's comment. He says, "It's a shelfie." Get it? That's freaking funny. Like, I can just imagine hearing all of his speeches, like him actually saying that. Like, he had to be cracking up after that statement. But it kind of talks about like a hashtag that plays off the mother of all hashtags that dominates Instagram, hashtag selfie. I mean, there's even songs about like hashtag let's take a selfie, right?
Yeah.
So it is, and it's so perfect that Comedy Central comes out with the hashtag shelfie.
Fits their genre
Exactly,
perfectly.
dude. I mean, it's exactly what Gary's talking about. Them understanding the social media, branding themselves, really elevating themselves, and capturing really what they want for their audience on the platform. That's a great pick, Mark. I really like that one a lot, actually.
Just really well done.
It really is. And especially with the low quality photo, it's awesome.
It shows that you don't always need like an amazing photo with a great filter and great lighting and everything. Like, just something plain and simple can stand out amongst the
I
rest.
mean, that's so true, especially because I work in marketing right now. It's like some of these people are trying to get into social media. They're like, oh, I need a videographer. I need a really good camera guy with a really high-tech camera. It's like, you can have those like options, but you don't necessarily need those, especially to start out. There is an ability to make great content. Like, let's go to. I kind of want to jump to this Gap photo on page 140. I mean, Gap kind of does the same thing, similar to Comedy Central, except they're using their own coworker who offered up this carving pumpkin of the Gap into it to get festive, to have great hashtags like pumpkin, Gap, logo. I mean, their message is coming off very clear. That they're kind of in the holiday spirit. It displays their brand very well, and I mean, it's a very simple picture, kind of going back to you don't necessarily need to have a really high-tech camera to get your social media profile going.
especially with how good smartphones are nowadays. You can like create such good photos off of just your iPhone or your Android phone or whatever.
You can edit it too. Like, you have that editing software on there where before you would have to go to like Photoshop and have the edit it. But on this picture, it has like that border where it's sort of faded, or it has that unique rip border or whatever you want to call that. And so now you can just do that on your phone in 2 seconds rather than like a whole decade ago it would take, you know, some time to go on to Photoshop and fix all these borders and put in whatever you wanted.
I like it. Should we go to a really poor example?
Yeah.
Do we want to do the Levi one?
Do the...
I thought the
What do you
SeaWorld
got
one
first?
was the
the
worst
SeaWorld?
one.
Yeah, let's go to SeaWorld.
That one's pretty bad.
Poor SeaWorld.
Just sloppy is
I
what
used to
Garrett
love the
calls
killer
it.
whales. The killer whales are probably my favorite thing at SeaWorld.
So you can have like an okay photo, but you can't have a horrific photo. This is just horrific.
What's so bad about it? Let's talk about it, Mike. What's the bad? What's the bad and the ugly?
You can see how it almost looks like they just took a picture of like a TV. That's what it looks like to me. It looks a bit
Yeah,
fuzzy.
where it looks like fuzzy
That's
in
a
the
good
middle.
It's like they saw it on TV. Like, I'm gonna snap this real quick.
Yeah.
And you have those like, I don't know, the waves coming off or something, or and it's fuzzy. It's a terrible.
The by far
photo.
worst part is that literally the dates are cut off on the image. So you have Airy
Is it January?
9
is
and
it February?
Airy 16. Could be February, could be January, could be any fucking Airy. And how is the user is going to have any remotely idea of when this is?
And the ironic part is who's coming out from Bands Brew and Barbecue, but they don't know when to come out.
Yeah.
For it.
Ain't no
So-
coming out barbecue, man.
Their caption just really did them in there.
Damn, I'd be really curious to wonder how many people actually came. That'd be a cool statistic to know, to see how poor this social media campaign.
Filling out
actually
so many
went for.
comments on there, like, what time? What's the date? What should I wear? What's the tire? Like, they don't know what's going on.
I would hate to have been that guy in that meeting room that posted this, man. You were getting your ass handed to you.
Yeah.
Like,
You'd
I hope
get
that's
fired.
an intern, man. If that's not an intern and you're a full-time employee and doing that work, that's terrible.
Yeah,
Oh,
that is.
man.
They hired the wrong guy,
That's
clearly.
disgusting. And the colors, like, they just don't go well together. Like, they're just so.
there's no hashtags or anything, which is, as you were saying, Mark, one of the key elements to getting in to
It
using
doesn't say
Instagram.
times or anything. Is this in the morning? Is it at night?
Yeah. So if you're working on actually making posts for an event, make sure you do not do exactly what SeaWorld just did.
At least take a picture of like the full poster. And don't be cutting off dates.
I know. I mean, it honestly just seems lazy, does it not?
Yeah, no.
It seems like someone.
Honestly, it seems like an intern was like,
Seems like some-
we're having this thing. Let me take this picture of this poster on the wall
Yeah, dude.
and just post this up.
It's like he's hungover and he forgot to do this work. He's like, oh, I gotta get this done real quick. And send it to his boss or
I was
put
going
it
to say
online.
they hate their job. They're just pining, like, how are we going to get back? How am I going to get back at SeaWorld? I'm just going to ruin their
Yeah.
Bands, Brew, Barbecue. I feel bad for the bands that probably were playing there.
This
They were
teaches
probably all
John to
hyped. They were probably all hyped and no one shows. Like, damn, dude. Like, we suck. I would take that so personally. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
And like, if you're getting like a sweet band there or something, then you can advertise that. That,
Oh, I know.
that should be a part of your poster.
should have been the
or
headliner,
should
dude.
at least like be in the hashtag or like at them.
I agree.
You know?
$1,000 to get a good band there and you don't get anyone
You
to
don't,
show
even,
up.
you don't even show their name off, like Mark's
Worthless.
saying.
Yeah,
Jeez
what the hell?
Louise. Hey, I want to go to this Guthrie Green Park, the Acting Human. Mark, I know you're really into photography. I think this is a great photo. What does Gary say about this? Do we know? He says, think about the park near your home. Would you ever believe it to be a dominant presence on social media? Probably not. Instagram account, regaming pictures taken in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Damn, I was just in Oklahoma. Guthrie Green is acting like a real person. Guthrie Green. It's just a park. Damn, so this is a social media for a park. Alright, so let me touch on this real
So
quick.
Park has a social media.
Yeah, so a park. Okay, so like my boss right now, he really advises like people like don't have Instagrams. Like some of these like we're talking like jewelers and chiropractors and stuff like this. These people don't have Instagrams. He's like advises against it, and I'm always like kind of biting my tongue because when I read this book, like a fucking park has an Instagram, dude. Why would a park have an Instagram? I don't know. Maybe because they're throwing events, hopefully a lot better than SeaWorld is. I mean, that's one. I mean, probably to say like it's safe for kids. it's probably maybe like the city coordinated it and is doing events there. I mean, honestly, this is a great idea for a park to have an Instagram.
You know what? I was literally just thinking about this earlier today when I was kind of like thumbing through this chapter, like refreshing my brain. Was if I'm like the Parks and Rec guy for like the city of Folsom, like I feel like I should have like a big presence on social media, and I feel like they don't. And so like, especially like promoting your parks, promoting your activities, promoting all these things that you're having going on, and in like a more modern way instead of like their typical like newsletter or through the newspaper. I feel like having a strong social media presence, like for parks and for like your aquatic center or whatever it may be,
it makes sense.
Is
right?
like huge.
It makes sense because, like, I mean, as a park, especially listen in downtown Tulsa, in the downtown area. I think about the park downtown in Sacramento. There's always things going on, right? You have the club sports game, the club sports that people pay to go into.
Exoso?
So yeah, Exoso. That people are paying to go into, and they're playing softball and basketball and soccer there all the time. I mean, that's just a great outlet to advertise the park, to get funding for the park when the park needs funding. I mean, really, it's a smart move. Like, go Oklahoma. You're not very good with your teachers, but you're great at your park. So you know what? We'll take it. We'll take it. We'll take it.
Maybe a teacher started this, you know.
Yeah, give them a little.
I gotta do something now that I'm not teaching, you know.
Give them the money they're asking for, man. Come on. All right. Does anyone got anything else? Mike, I think.
Going on sort of what you said about the funding,
Yeah.
that's a huge part with cities and their departments within the cities. They're always vying for that funding, and they're trying to prove their worth. And so, like, I know Folsom put in a trail counter, so they count how many people walks by or rides their bike by, so they know exactly how many people are using it. And so they're taking this data and going back to the city and saying, look how many people are using this, and look how valuable it is, and look how it connects to different businesses.
Yeah.
Whatnot, how it's connecting to the city. I know they have like over like 35 miles of just straight trail. So like they're always trying to find these new informations, new ways of proving to the city that they're worth something and that they're worth their salt.
Interesting, because these are what's funded by the city, by the, I guess, the mayor. Does the mayor decide where that money goes? Probably, huh?
The council, like the whole council, the city manager, and like it's a whole ordeal, depending on your city and how it's laid out, basically.
Yeah. Nice.
And so, one question I had was like these hashtags, right? Obviously, that's very important. From a personal reference point, do you guys look up hashtags? Do you ever just search it and like look hashtags? Because like from a personal standpoint, I've never done it, but I don't know if it's popular with other people or not.
I do it every once in a while. If I'm like looking at something, or I see a post with like a unique hashtag in it, or something that like I want to further learn about, and then I will click on that hashtag. But it's not like I'm doing it every time I go on Instagram.
I mean, I'm a poor person to ask, considering I haven't been on Instagram in like, I don't know, 4 years now.
Well,
But at the time, I mean, no, I never really paid attention to them. I kind of thought they were funny, and I guess like if a girl was saying something kind of cute, I'd be like, oh, that's kind of attractive. But other than that, I really
those hashtags really get me going.
Dude, sometimes, man, you got
Those hashtags really get my engine roaring.
Hey, she was a 7 that had that hashtag. Now she's an 8 or 9. You know.
Hey, some of those girls needed that little extra boost, so
they're trying to get what they can get now.
But no, to be honest, I never paid attention to them. I just kind of thought, and then I remember even trying to post on Instagram. I was like, what do I hashtag this? Like, what am I like? I never understood it. I never took the time to learn it. Now, taking a better look at it, I get what the objective is and what it's trying to resolve.
Yeah, the hashtag what I would look up probably would be like maybe like Coachella 2017, and so you just look up all those pictures of people at Coachella, so you know exactly what it looks like from a personal standpoint. So you get to see all like the Ferris wheel and different signs and like who was playing there and stuff. That I think that's like might be the best way to use that hashtag.
By the way, brief tangent.
Myself.
Did they cancel the second weekend? A buddy of mine was telling me they canceled the second weekend because I know you two.
Of Coachella?
Yeah, I know you two are going.
What?
Look into it. We'll go back to it later.
Don't scare us like that.
I don't know.
Yeah,
That's what I heard.
What are you saying, boy?
We'll go back to it later because I know you two are going. So I was thinking about that.
That's exactly the weekend we're going to.
So just double check on that. We'll get back to our viewers on that one as well.
By the way, we're also going to podcast in Coachella, so a little future shout out there.
Future something to look forward to.
It's a plug right there.
If it's going on, apparently.
Yeah. We might just go down there and just podcast and not go to Coachella. We'll put on some rave music or something. I don't know.
Try it out.
Yeah.
Why not?
Make our own Coachella down there.
All right, guys, ready to move on to Tumblr?
Let's check out the artist world.
Yeah, seriously. So,
Hey, so wait, we always end with this. I think we should stay with it. So Gary always ends with like at least I think he keeps it to 3 pretty much every time. For your Instagram story, the one is my image artsy and indie enough for the Instagram account? Love the indie adjective. Have I included enough descriptive hashtags? I totally butchered that.
That was the worst sentence I've ever heard in the English history.
Yeah,
totally
what the fuck were you saying?
I thought you were reading like sentence backwards or something. It was like, how could he mix it up this bad?
All right.
Is that pig Latin?
Hey man. For the record, I'm extremely sick and I'm still here for you guys.
Yeah,
he's a real trooper, by the way.
All right, let's try it. Let's go. Take two. Ready, cut. All right. Is my image artsy and indie enough for the Instagram crowd? Have I included enough descriptive hashtags? Hashtags are everything. Are my stories appealing to my young generation? Especially because, like we're saying, like the 6 and 7 year olds who are already getting on Instagram. So it's important to brand them, especially as marketers or as a brand sponsor, as quickly as possible if you're trying to make that dough. All right, into the artist culture.
Yeah. So Tumblr is like pretty much all the artsy crowd. It seems like. Especially like extremely artsy, especially for like photographers, musicians, graphic designers, things of that nature. It's really popular.
Yeah, so I remember there was this girl in high school who had a Tumblr, and she was exactly that, dude. She fit the bill. She was really, really artsy, just kind of like always doing her thing. Would post really, really cool photos, like her covered in paint, like half her face like dark, all that kind of stuff, and then she'd write like poetry or like some little like short literature on it, and constantly was posting like to her Tumblr, and she kind of got popular amongst the school, like people would talk about her. But granted, I mean, when you're in high school, it was kind of like gossip, like, oh, she has a Tumblr, like, oh shit, dude, like, don't mess with her, dude, she's kind of freaky, kind of geeky. So that was kind of the stigma in my school, at least when it was first coming out, that people were kind of using Tumblr, because it was founded in 2007, and only in 2013, which wasn't that long ago. I graduated in 14. So actually, there you go. Only 132 million were on it in June of 2013. So I'm curious as to what you guys had, kind of what the stigma was going on during that time period, if you guys remember.
I thought there was going to be like a crazy ending to that story. Like now she makes millions of dollars and lives in LA.
Oh, she just it's just a side hustle.
I thought that's what
she does.
Where it was going.
What does she do? She actually does design. She does interior design now. So I mean, it did probably help her kind of find her artist niche.
Yeah.
Kind of shout out to all those artists who need to like figure out kind of their craft. It's always good to have experimentation. I think Tumblr provides a really good place to do that, right? Yeah. And to kind of get your feedback, especially the artist culture and the artist community is very, very close knit. And they're very willing to give you feedback if you ask for it. And usually people aren't too harsh on you. Mm-hmm. But anyway, going back to my question, I'm curious what like the sphere of influence, what people talked about it, what people thought about it, was on Tumblr, at least in your guys' lives kind of growing up.
I feel like, well, at least during my high school phase, not many people even talked about it or even brought it up. It was definitely like the stepchild of social media, I guess.
The stepchild, I like that.
But, because like Facebook was big, Instagram was big, and those were definitely like the two biggest ones when I was in high school. There was like Tumblr here and there where someone would like show you something on Tumblr, but it wasn't like anyone was like, oh, check out my Tumblr, and then like go through a bunch of photos or images or like music or designs or whatever it may be. It wasn't like they were like swiping through that on the regular. At least in my circle of friends.
I had no idea what Tumblr was till like a couple of years ago, honestly.
Wow.
Like, I've never heard of it, never heard anyone talk about it. Like, that was just oblivious to me.
You book nerd, you.
Yeah, I guess, but I don't know. My friends just never talked about it. They're not like the Tumblr type, I guess. They're not like the super artsy.
Interesting.
I never went around like the super artsy crowd, you know? So, like, no one really talked about it.
I did a lot, so maybe that's why. I knew a lot about it. I think I actually had a Tumblr at one point, just because I thought it was so cool. because I liked how you could like post images and it was just a constant feed, and it kind of felt almost. I want to use the word analog, but I don't know if that's like the right terminology. Kind of like it was just like, because if you go on Instagram, it seems very formatted. Boom, boom, boom. This goes here. Here are your grid of pictures. You go to Twitter, there's a constant feed. Here's where you go to photos. But if you go to Tumblr, it's almost like just this one open sheet that you could just, I don't know, spray anything.
Just kind of endless.
Yeah, and it was just, I always found that so soothing, so attractive, because you just kind of scroll and see all these different things that people are arranging in any which way.
So on the mobile device, is it vertical and you're scrolling up and down, or is you do more?
I mean, this is years ago, so I don't correct me if I'm wrong, and don't ostracize me for saying if it's not the way it is today. But I remember it being kind of like a straight sheet, and it's literally like a canvas. You just literally put whatever you want on it, and as you scroll, it just continues as the canvas is going down, and you keep painting as it's going further and further down.
What do you mean by you keep painting?
Painting, like putting images, putting words vertical, putting sentences, putting paragraphs.
Yeah. So that's how you create it. Is that what you're saying?
I think that's how that's the users that I saw. That's how they were using it.
Okay, and so if you're viewing it, you're just like moving around a huge space. You're not scrolling up and down vertically.
You can't scroll. No, you do scroll up and down vertically.
Oh, okay.
It's like a running canvas. Let's put it that way. Is that better?
So it's pretty similar to Instagram?
Yes, except it's not like formatted like, here's your grid, here's your one square space for an image.
Okay.
You could just go and go and go and go.
Oh, okay.
Make sense?
Sort of.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry.
No,
Anyway.
I was picking up what you were putting down.
Thank you, Mark. Just say it a little louder next time for me. Oh, man. So was Tumblr, was it a blog? Was it an artist thing? Because it says the Tumblr blog was originally on WordPress. It didn't move to Tumblr until May of 2008. So it started as a blog. Is that correct? Awkward silence. Crickets. No one knows. Okay.
No one knows.
For every new feature Tumblr introduced, an old one is removed. It was bought for $1.1 billion.
I was about to say, they're balling. 1.1 billion by Yahoo?
By Yahoo.
Man.
But they kept it the same way like Facebook kept Instagram. They just kept it as a third party. You do your thing, and we'll do our thing, and
We'll just make money off
just
you.
continue to fucking ball out.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if Tumblr users would agree with this. Gary says, if Twitter is hip-hop, Tumblr is indie rock. It's kind of nice. I would definitely side with the indie rock if I were to choose. What would you guys pick, hip-hop or indie rock?
Seems more like an indie thing.
No, for yourselves.
If I had to pick a genre,
If you had to pick, siding with Twitter, okay, Twitter and Tumblr are in a fight, and you got to root for one or the other. Are you siding with Twitter as hip-hop or Tumblr as indie rock?
I mean, I'd rather use Tumblr, but I like hip hop better than indie rock. So.
All right, so he's a Twitter. He just said, I vote for Twitter. What's so funny?
I don't know, it's just a weird analogy. Put them in a fight, and then side note, they're a genre.
I didn't know they were brawling. How do I judge this fight?
They're brawling on this podcast.
Vegas doesn't know how to score this one, man. Wow.
Hey, I'm taking bets, so.
How popular is this compared to like the other social media sites, like relative of just pure number of users?
Well,
Is it like the third?
let's look back.
largest,
Let's look
fourth?
back. We had 2013 at 132. Let's go over to Instagram that we were just at. Instagram was at 130 million. So, and that was in 2 years of growth. But look at the length of growth, right? So this was launched in 2007 to 13. Mike, you're the math guy. What's the math on that?
Nah, I'm not the man.
Mark, are you the math guy?
Six.
Six.
Just have Mark look up.
I study English, all right?
Yeah, for the love of God.
You just have
Stick to your lane, bro.
That's why I asked. That's why I asked.
The English major who couldn't read that sentence. I was about to say, let's just look it up on the internet.
Or we could use the book.
Yeah, I want.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, okay.
8th place for social media platforms worldwide.
8th
Alright, so that's
place.
pretty bad.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. That means there's 7 above.
So we can't even say first
Facebook,
and last.
obviously number 1
Okay, I gotta put my glasses on.
Wow, WhatsApp? Wow.
at 2,
Oh, dude, everyone
2
uses
billion
WhatsApp. Really?
users.
Yes, WhatsApp is actually
YouTube.
Hold on.
WhatsApp.
Let me talk about WhatsApp. WhatsApp has turned into more of a business operating profile, like a thing to use. Like my dad, my aunt, we talked to a guy who works for us from Dublin on WhatsApp because you just use your Wi-Fi.
Oh, it's just international.
It's international.
That's why it's so big.
It's huge. So it's like if you need to actually get a hold of someone, you can call and you can text all on WhatsApp just using Wi-Fi, which is like, I mean, that's really, they hit a niche market hard there, and it works really well. I vouch for WhatsApp. Interesting. Qzone. So Qzone's right behind it. There you go. QQ. Anyone know what QQ is?
You know what WeChat is?
I've never heard of WeChat or QQ. Can you look up what QQ and WeChat are?
Wow, Tumblr's bigger than Twitter? Wow, you gotta get out of here.
What's the date on this?
Yeah, Twitter's been struggling hard. They've been trying to sell and they can't sell.
What's the date on these statistics? Out of curiosity.
January 2018.
Wow, these are very, 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 very prevalent. Nice. All right, let's go back. So now we know that Tumblr is 8th overall. Just behind Instagram, though, by, according to that, 794 to 800. It's only 6. There you go, I can do some math there.
So according to the
6 million.
ones,
I can do some math there.
the platforms that he had on here, so that puts Tumblr at 3. Because...
Well, because the other ones are messengers. We'll find out what QQ is real quick. Because the other ones, WhatsApp is ranked 3rd. That's a messenger. Facebook Messenger is ranked 4th. That's a messenger. WeChat has to obviously be a messenger. That's ranked 4th.
Instant messaging
And QQ.
software for Chinese.
Oh, there it
So
is.
it's a bunch of Chinese people. You know, you got 1 billion fucking people right there to pull from.
They're all Chinese. Damn.
Well,
There
yeah.
it is. Yeah, so then when it comes to social medias, it ranks 4th. That's not bad. You're still doing pretty well. You're beating Twitter. You are beating Twitter. But Larry Bird. Alright. So, let's go back to this artist community of which we were speaking of. Did you guys find any examples that you guys liked a lot? What is this Walter White cat flying across the galaxy? Oh
Obviously,
my
you
God.
can tell. August read the chapter.
Hey man, I've been busy, but this is hilarious.
That's a Pop-Tart, right?
That's the cat that like meow 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 meow. Wait, no, it's not that one. Which one is it? That's that like running cat that like goes on forever with that song.
Is his
that
body
doesn't
supposed to be
never
a
end.
Pop-Tart, though?
I believe
Yeah.
so.
Wow.
But it's like this song goes. We used to listen. My friends used to put this on as a joke all the fucking time. So I recognize the cat, but Walter White's face is hilarious. What does he say about this? He said it's a smart use of native content. Sheer takes advantage of the only platform that gives them access to the medium of the most over-indexes with social media users, an animated GIF, a herald accent art. If Leonardo da Vinci painted the Sistine Chapel today, he would do it with GIFs. Alright, come on. That's a bit excessive.
That's a weird statement, to say the
that is-
least.
that's a horrible statement. Who said that statement? Did Gary say that statement?
Must have been his ghostwriter.
I'm about to be pissed.
I don't know. Gifts are everything on social media nowadays.
But Michelangelo was an artist.
Yeah,
Perfection.
but he didn't have gifts.
He didn't.
If
He
he
had-
had-
What if
Gifts.
Michelangelo had gifts? You know, what kind of crazy stuff he would make with that?
it probably been,
Wow.
he would be slaying social media right now. He'd be the king of Instagram.
Yeah,
Probably.
that's true.
Oh no, he would.
Oh yeah.
There's no doubt there. Anyway, let's go on. Did you guys take a look at this one? Obviously, I didn't. Takes advantage of pop culture, Breaking Bad. Nice, the AC's on.
Yeah. So, see this Pop-Tart? When I
Yeah.
thought of that, have you seen that meme of Steven Crowder? It says, Pop-Tarts aren't raviolis, changed my mind. That's hilarious.
You guys keep mentioning Steven Crowder. I'm gonna have to look this guy up eventually.
Dude, he's an internet sensation now because
Yeah,
that
he
turned into
is.
a meme. Now you can put whatever on there and say change my mind, and it's hilarious.
I saw another hella funny one today. It wasn't that, but
That's how ridiculous things are getting. Oh my god, man.
Pop Tarts are ravioli.
And you have to think about that. Think about it for a while. Pop-Tarts aren't raviolis. What's the difference between a Pop-Tart and a ravioli?
Oh my gosh. Well, one tastes sweet, the other one doesn't. But I get what you're saying. In the context.
Hilarious.
I thought that was brilliant.
Oh my gosh. Do you guys want to talk about Tumblr or do you want to talk about Steven Crowd?
I'm sure there's a bunch of Steven Crowder stuff on
I'm
Tumblr.
open to conversations about Steven Crowder. That's fine. We can push Tumblr back or we can motor through it. Either one works for me.
I feel like Tumblr is pretty simple and straightforward. It's just a bunch of artsy stuff.
Hey, don't hate on the artist community though. Like
Some of it's weird,
It just
some of it's
doesn't
cool.
have a lot of complexity to it, I feel like.
Yeah.
Or a lot of interesting talking points, I would say.
Are you kidding me? We just saw a flying Pop-Tart shaped as a cat with the head of Walter White.
But that was just
media.
because it was a picture.
Yeah.
But like, the platform itself, talking about the platform,
But every platform is a picture with the exception of Twitter. Come on now.
it seems pretty similar to Instagram to me, though.
All right, point to me the
But I'm
similarities.
obviously like a...
It's similar to
A
Instagram in
rookie.
the sense that you're just scrolling through different posts.
It's mainly just pictures with maybe some captions.
All right. Sounds like you guys don't want to talk about it.
It's not that we don't want to talk about it, it's just like, can you find a bunch of different contrasting points from other platforms?
From what we've already talked about.
Well, let's see. So Gary in the back is talking about, did I customize my theme, right? So Twitter is based upon a theme, which I guess you could relate or correlate to kind of your Instagram having a theme if like you're a workout chick or a workout guy, or does The Rock have a theme? He's just always loud and in your face. Genuine and hilarious.
So this theme, does it mean just like a wallpaper? Or
Well,
what
the
does it mean
theme
by
of like your Tumblr, right? So your Tumblr has a theme. Like so, if Mark made a Tumblr, his theme would be photography. He might also add that he podcasts in there, but I gander that
So
he would
there-
probably use photography as the theme to his podcast. Or his podcast,
You
his
probably
Tumblr.
like lean towards one thing or another.
So if people don't have mixed themes, like this guy's sculpting, then he's painting, and then he's photographing, and
Well,
then...
that would be a theme. That'd be an art theme. Your theme is that you're dealing with art in the sphere of, what did you say, photography, painting, and sculpting. Or you could do a theme as in acting. Oh, I'm doing plays, I'm doing, I don't know.
Are there videos
street
allowed on here?
performances. I couldn't tell you. Tell me, maybe Gary talks about it.
I don't know if it's just like the GIFs or the photos.
Alright.
He talks
Apparently,
about
I'm the only one that did not read this.
he talks about the gifts.
Well, he talks about the GIFs,
Did you
but
talk about videos?
he doesn't say there's videos or not in there. He doesn't clarify. That's what I'm wondering.
I don't know. Why don't we look it up?
Yeah, I don't know if there's.
Look, he has a whole section on why it's unique.
He talks about the
Unlike
gift the whole time.
Facebook, is it all about the GIF?
Yeah.
Is an original interest graph platform, meaning connections are based on what people are interested in. Produce the right eye candy, your audience, and they will find you. It is. You're talking about the GIF. He does. All right. So basically, if you want to be good on Tumblr, be good at GIFs. Wow.
Well, in the
That's
back,
depressing.
where he always gives like questions to ask about your Tumblr content. You know, did I customize my theme in a way that properly reflects my brand? And the next three is just, did I make a cool animated GIF? Did I make a cool animated GIF? Did I make a cool animated GIF? And so obviously, it just seems like it's all GIFs and pictures.
Well, let's just start making a lot of GIFs and make a Tumblr.
It's all about
We'll
GIFs.
throw Pop-Tarts and dogs, and we'll use like Jimmy Fallon's head and see how that goes.
All right. Well, that was chapter 6 and 7 there.
Yep. So next week we're gonna wrap up the book. There's only like 3 chapters left. Kind of summing up what the book's all about. And yeah.
And I think next week we'll also talk on the next book that we're going to be opening up to.
Yeah, we're gonna have to pick a new book next week.
That'll be exciting.
We'll announce our new book. I think we might be doing it a little differently than what we originally planned. Maybe we'll have to discuss it.
Maybe we'll draw
Yeah.
straws, or I don't know, do a naked mile or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's typically how people choose books.
Yeah.
No, I was just totally joking.
I couldn't think of any other way to do it.
Damn it. Great. I love it. It's a great idea. Anyway, that's episode 14. If you're listening and you're a returning viewer, please shout us out. We'd love to hear from you. Appreciate all the time you guys are giving us and all the love. Stay with us, stay tuned, and we'll catch you next week.
Yep.
All right, adios.
Peace.